Today, we're diving into one of the most underestimated but powerful forms of leadership, leading without authority.
I feel like whenever there is something that is daunting or complex, I feel like I need to break it down into pieces in order to really make sense of it and then to tackle pieces through solutions.
Well, that sounds great. The thing is that comes up in my mind. Engineers themselves are not always known for their great communication, but you seem to have tackled it and made it a currency.
I was able to kind of like speak to the two different languages of the engineer and of the business person. And so I always kind of had this natural inclination towards organizing chaos. The first thing I'd start with is to really understand yourself, understand the value that you bring uniquely, understand those strengths, and have a great deal of confidence in those. And so for me, where I have not necessarily had, let's say, a title of, let's call it GM of a product where I would be able to make all the shots. I was able to come from a place of, okay, I understand people, I understand motivations, I understand how to execute, I understand how to create plans, navigating the sea of stakeholders and political dynamics across various different, we call them PAs, but various different organizations within Google. There is a great culture that Google is known for, to, really to move fast, to solve problems, to hire the best engineers.
People don't generally leave companies, they leave managers.
And it's about understanding more deeply what is it that's motivating them? What is it that they've set as their mission, their OKRs? And then also a little bit of understanding the way they operate and what approaches work with them, right?
I always say to clients, we all listen to the same internal radio station. And I know radio is kind of a old thing, but it's WIIFM. What's in it for me?
And that purpose being to develop solutions that serve people, serve humanity, and benefit them. And so it's always a common thread through the roles that I've felt most connected to is both that I feel like I'm working on products and a mission that have purpose, and also that I'm working with people and I'm aligning myself with people. You can't be in there every day making every decision, right? Like at scale, you can't be like literally writing every spec. You can't be pushing every button, right? You really need to be able to empower the masses, your entire team with all of those, underlying, foundational principles and mission and vision so that they can all do the things, maybe not exactly as you would do them, but in the same vein, with the same desired outcomes and impact, and with the same measurement of what that impact should be. I grew up mostly in Hershey, Pennsylvania. So Hershey is where they do make the chocolate. My mom was in product development, so I used to call her like the Willy Wonka. She'd invent chocolate, which I think was a pretty cool job. This idea that nothing is taken for granted, that they worked really hard to get to this country, that they worked really hard to stay in this country, and that everything that I was doing was like continuing their legacy. And I feel like I'm carrying on that legacy that they brought. They risked a lot to come here and they sacrificed a great deal, and it was very much for me, for my brother, and now for me and my family. So we have two girls and a boy, and in all of them, it's very much something that we reinforce as our parenting style is, first of all, just to be kind and to do things that are not just self-serving, but benefiting others. And in many ways, the best work that comes out of people is from a place of passion, from a place of purpose.